Yeah, well, at least you got to see that works. Well, I was looking over the top of my desk here. My coworker and I were having a very heated discussion about how to clean it. He is convinced the best way to clean it is to take everything here out to the garage, put it on the new workbench we have set up, and see if we can throw an engine together. I'm not even going to remotely try to justify how out of hand this got. This all started with one mini bike and an extra engine block, and exploded into this. This block came with a mini bike that I bought. It's a BMI Karts generator advertised as a GX160 block. It's not a 160 block. It was sold for generators with a proprietary connecting rod that you cannot buy anymore. I've since partnered with a sponsor for CNC that has CNC'd me out a connecting rod that I designed for this. But that's how this escalated, because now I can't test my connecting rod design unless I have all the other parts verified. So now we have this block that we ordered from OMB Warehouse. They were great to talk to on the phone, and I appreciate their service. We've ordered that. We've got a menagerie of parts, some real Honda, some Chinesium clone. We've got the Amazon flywheel that everybody is obsessed with. Quick thing on these Amazon flywheels. These Amazon flywheels are designed to fit Ducar and Honda style cranks. So if you have a Hemi, it will not fit it. It is for a Ducar style crank. So OMB Warehouse sells these Ducar style cranks that you can order. We're going to be using this generator crank because we just need this thing to run.
Oh, a bunch of random parts, some Chinesium off of Amazon. What in the world could ever go wrong? This is not a perfect build video. This is the real reality of what we all deal with while we're working on stuff. Now, what we're going to see here is when you try to go and install this piston, it's going to keep moving around. Crybaby Motorsports actually taught me this trick, and I appreciate watching their videos. Now I'm going to lube it up. We're going to get the piston down in, put the connecting rod on, and then we're going to go click, 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 click. Yes, I do have a torque wrench, but I don't use it. We're going to stick the lifters in. I also found these to be the best price on OMB Warehouse. Line the dots up on the cam, stick the side cover on, realize I have the wrong dowel pins, go get different dowel pins, put the Chinesium side cover on, have it not quite line up, slam some bolts in, come to the conclusion I'm missing one bolt from the previous owner. Now we're going to grease the snot out of this head gasket because I plan to take the head back off because I'm going to swap to a different block. Remember, advanced is always better than retarded. Hold your flywheel to the right while torquing it down. And now I will let you absorb my confusion for the next 30 seconds as we pop this head off, flip it over. No, valve didn't drop. What the heck? Let's rotate this thing.
Not sure if it's the knockoff rod or the knockoff cam that is out of spec, but if we get down in here, what we can see is it's making contact between the rod and the cam. This is why you always double and triple check everything before you try to fire up an engine. Turn it over by hand, check all your rockers, check everything cycles many times before you fire it up. That would have been pure destruction instantly if it had fired off. I don't know if I can pick this up in camera, but right here on the top of this B casting, it's raised just a little bit too far. See that little bump? That's all that was hitting right there. So I got to grind this off, and I bet it'll be fine. Probably a little overzealous on the grinder, but I bet it'll fit now. About 30 minutes with a grinder later, and about 5 double checks, and we are all set and happy. Now we can put the head back on for the second time. And we're back to where we were before. Somebody decided the policy was cross-threaded is just as good as Loctite, so this has been redone. This one's been redone. These are in now where they're supposed to be. And I wanted to point out the valves while we were here. This is your intake cap. This is your exhaust cap, and see how it's got that cutout? That's because this goes right in here. All the better so that you can drop it and have it go right through there into the engine. This is the only valve cover I got on hand right now. Somebody half-ed whatever drilled a hole through the side of it, had a weird hole in the top of it, and butchered all of these holes through it. I don't know what YouTuber started this years ago, but please don't do this. This PCV valve is here for a reason. It's to relieve pressure and balance the crankcase. And basically what I've got to do now is I've got to grab a 12-point half-inch. I've got to slam this pipe thread cutter into here, put this piece in so that I can put a check ball valve set up on it. And that's the way it really ought to be done. Obviously, this is a prototype, and it's just done in plastic to make it quick. Eventually, this will be a piece of like 1/4-inch thick aluminum. But as you can see, the throttle pulls this direction and goes like that. Almost everybody taps a return to come to here on the racing engines. So going to there is easy enough just to put a loop in a spring, and then your throttle would pull this direction across the top. Now, I've got to make the piece that goes there so that my choke is in place. Well, we're at a bit of a lipstick on a pig moment here, but we've got our new Hipa carburetor pull here. It's all metal, nice and rugged. I really appreciate working with them. And this is the pull cup that goes with it, and I wanted to point out that they didn't skimp. It has all of the holes in it, unlike a lot of the other knockoffs, and they work really well. This will actually be the 3rd one I've used. They've all been great. They don't come with a sticker replacement, and I've told Hipa numerous times that what they ought to do is put Hipa carburetor and then a blank you can write in. But I printed these out. You guys overwhelmingly said that you like the silver better, so we're going to stick that on there. On the back side here, we've got our pull to kill. It's nothing more than just your standard kill tether. And all you do is put a bracket, you ground this side, you plug this into the coil, and you're good to go. Big thank you to the kids snowmobile guys that sent me this as an idea. Let's give it a pull or two and see what it sounds like. That sounds like the valve is too tight. Let's give it one more. Yeah, I think the valve is too tight. I'm going to pop that. I'm going to dial the idle in. Not sure why, but on a lot of these carburetors, for some reason they show up with the idle just a little bit too far out. So, try it again. Yeah, well, at least you got to see that works. For the sake of what I know will show up in the comments section down below of the internet gurus, we have brake cleaner down through the spark plug hole in order to clean out the cylinder. We have put a brand spanking new spark plug in. We have retorqued all of the head bolts, and we've made sure that the float is not stuck on the carburetor, because internet. Okay. Nope, still bad. Well guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a realist video. Everybody has a bad day, everybody makes bad choices, everybody tries to save $1 here, whatever you want to word it as. The real reality is, I should have taken one look at that head and known it was roached. You can see that it has obviously had burnt oil going through it. You can see the fact that it's discolored from overheating. I never should have expected those valve guides to be any good. I never should have expected the valve seats to be any good. I should have pulled it down and tried to rebuild it before ever putting it on this thing. My bet is it's a bad head. I'm going to order up a Chinesium knockoff head. They're like 36 bucks on Amazon. I also think I'm going to order up the rebuild kit that's on Amazon. It's like 16 bucks. So I think we'll see what those look like when they come in and go from there. I know it could potentially be the cheap piston rings. Not discounting that. Definitely could be. But at this point, my money is on the roached head. Anyways, comment down below, what do you think went wrong? What do you think it is? And what would you do if it was your engine build? I think it's the head. Could be piston rings. What do you guys think?